Tre Harris is officially a holdout in camp, as the Chargers rookies reported to camp on Saturday, July 12th. And there's a lot of fans on both sides of the fence on this holdout. So let me tell you where I stand on this issue. Let's get into it. Tre Harris, the Chargers' second-round pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, is officially the first second-round pick to be a holdout in training camp, as he is holding out and is part of a larger issue that's going on in the NFL. As he has not signed his contract, this is part of a larger issue for the second-round picks in general, as all but two are unsigned. If you are deep in the NFL storyline streets like I am, you know that the NFL owners are currently being targeted as colluding against the players. The NFLPA has said that they are in belief that the NFL commissioner and owners have had back alley meetings or back room meetings on the subjects of guaranteed money and contracts. Many feel that this is off the heels of the Deshaun Watson contract. There was $230 million of fully guaranteed money to him. Now, we all see how that panned out. But as society as a whole, we have a tendency nowadays of trying to punish the many because of the mistakes of a few. In this case, it's just one person. That was Deshaun Watson. Yes, the Watson contract was a bad look for the Browns. But because the NFL is such a tough sport, I would argue that from personal experience of my own entirely, this is one of the toughest sports on the body that exists in the world. It's literally a car wreck every time a collision is made. And it's a high collision sport at that. If you want to know what it's like to play high-level football in the NFL, try getting in a car accident 12 to 15 times a day on any given Sunday. Does anybody understand the level of violence? Nonetheless, getting back to Tre Harris and his holdout, there are many people that stand with him and some people that say that he should be grateful that they're offering him anything and get out there on the field and earn your keep. To those people in the latter, it's clear to me that you just don't want to see him flourish in any facet of his life. I don't understand that particular ideology at all. And clearly you don't understand how you should treat people and men in this caliber. They're men, very talented men, and you're treating them as commodities, mules even, because of what a player or every player in the NFL is risking to play this sport. The sport that makes billions of dollars, might I add. And it is literally risking their life on a day in and day out basis. I mean, playing this game at a high level for 16, 17, maybe 18 weeks on average a year, right? So in looking at just things we've seen with our own two eyes as fans, if the Damar Hamlin situation did not make you understand fully what it's like to play in the NFL and what you are risking on a day in and day out basis, you have lost your touch of humanity. NFL players should be compensated fully, in my opinion, and that's my stance. I'm fine with the sliding scale. I get that, and that's what was agreed upon in NFLPA agreement, a collective bargaining agreement, right? And I get that. So the sliding scale is such to where every player, based upon where you're drafted, it's a sliding scale of money that goes down from pick 1 to pick 257. The scale dips slightly based upon how you're paid and where you're drafted, right? I get that. But to my knowledge and my understanding, that of the sliding scale, I think there's one thing that you're missing, and that money should be fully guaranteed. Like I said, it's a sliding scale that you're using, and the scale dips based upon where you're drafted. But it shouldn't, I guess you can say, take away from the idea that money should be fully guaranteed, especially in a rookie contract when the money is set. So again, based upon your pay. So no matter if it's $20 million or $2 million, it should be fully guaranteed based upon the level of risk that you're taking to play the sport of American football. What I found interesting is in the longevity and the pay of the NBA, their contracts are fully guaranteed. I don't know if you knew that or not, but every NBA contract is fully guaranteed money. no matter how much it is or how little it is. It's all fully guaranteed. And they have a much better CBA agreement over there than they do in this NFL league. And I think it should be the reverse. I think the NFL should have fully guaranteed contracts, and NBA should be a sliding scale, and you should tailor guarantee money based upon the level of player, right? Because it's not as a high of a risk sport that the NFL is. And that's just the way things are. That's just the numbers. So again, I love the CBA and the NBA, and it should be like that in the NFL. And I hope that they get something towards that in the next agreement. But we are where we are at this moment. I say all that to say that I stand with Tre Harris and all the players fight for fully guaranteed money. It's long overdue. If the owners, want their, to have their back alley meetings and play their back alley games and take a stance against the players have the exact same right. These new agents and players are not just happy with whatever you give them. When you're making money hand over fist. So pay your players accordingly and let's all make money. And I would say that we can have a better business model in that particular facet. That would be my message if I'm standing in those rooms. Good long-term businesses always work when you take care of your people. It's when you shit on them and don't treat them how you should be treating them is where the business goes downhill. It never fails. But I'm off my soapbox. That's why I stand with Tre Harris. I stand fully with Tre Harris. And please stand on business with all the second-round draft picks and get your money, please, sir. The idea of you being out on the field, people want to rush you out there, I'm not with that at all. And I definitely stand with the idea and what you're doing, and definitely should get your money fully guaranteed. And that should be a change in the environment of the NFL, in the landscape of things going forward in 2025. So, like I said, I'm on my soapbox. I just had to let those Twitter keyboard warriors let them know to fall back and put yourself in these players' shoes. And most of you probably have a job. And if you do whatever you do on your job and you take whatever you get or whatever the boss gives you in your business dealings, that's your business. That's your bag, that's your thing. But you shouldn't allow that either. So not everyone in this world is replaceable, and we should move like it. That's my message. But stay tuned all this week on the channel. We're going to get into the training camp news that's going on. The vets are going to get in this week by Thursday. And the rookies are already in house. I'm going to talk about Najee Harris and his injury reveal. The jersey reveal is coming out Tuesday. I'm going to have my reactions to that and much more on the channel. So please hit that subscribe button to never miss any of this Electrifying Chargers content. And you always got to remember to bolt up.